fell over. She fell over. What a moment. What a moment. One of my absolute favorite moments of 2025. Brock Lesnar comes out and seemingly gets scared to death of the pyro and ends up on his backside. We do have the clip of the moment. It's an amazing moment. One of the greatest botches of the year. And I'm not even exaggerating. It was so much fun. And do you know what I like as well with these kinds of botches? Very similar to when Titus O'Neil did Titus World Slide. It's one of those botches that it doesn't have any injury connection. Like he's fine. Just like Titus was absolutely fine. The only thing that's been hurt is the pride. That's the only thing that's been hurt. But everyone's talking about it. So much fun. And obviously we'll get to it. But we need to work our way through what I thought was a very fun go-home show edition of Raw. Was there anything essential here? Well, there was a couple of things that I think if you miss this show, you're going to want to see. The Brock slip being one of them, of course. But the little Cena moment was really fun. Gunther Carmelo was a banger. And you lot gave it a great rating as well. So it did get into that kind of great range. So I think you want to see that match also. But, you know, a few little bits. Storylines being progressed, but most of this was putting the finishing touches to Survivor Series. So let's take a walk, shall we? We start the show by looking at the construction of the cage. This is where we are at the moment with them building the ring, the cage, the entranceway, the canopy above. So we just got a bit of an update in regards to all of that, and that's how we opened the show. Then we brought down the OTC, we brought down Roman Reigns, and just as he was about to talk, Cody Rhodes came out, right? Cody coming down, and you can see Roman Reigns, SEN, saying effing cold. This moment right here, certainly when you think of the history between these two. I mean, what I would say is the first 15 minutes of this show, we don't really do anything. There's not really much progress. It's really a lot of like video packages, just showing us what happened in the previous weeks, going into entrances, aura farming, and, you know, about 15 minutes in, we actually get some sort of dialogue, right? And basically, we had Cody, and you can see the wound. This was from the beatdown. You remember Drew on SmackDown attacking Cody on his bus. So I think this is makeup. I'm not aware that this is... I mean, obviously, Drew didn't actually attack him. So I'm thinking this is makeup unless he's got an injury during training or something like this. I'm not sure. But I think that's makeup. Don't know. I wasn't 100%. If it's makeup, it looks really, really good. It looks really, really good. Last time you gave me your word, it was for a match. But this time, this is war. So, you know, Cody just wanting to know if they were on the same page. Roman coming back, right? With a really good response, I thought, because Cody was like, I know why I'm here. I know why I'm doing it. But what are you doing this for? And so last time I checked, I've been in this war. You just now decided to show up. There's one thing you know about me, and that's that you don't mess with my family. And half this team is my family, says Roman Reigns. So Roman answering Cody as to why he's involved and getting involved. He's like, this is a war that I've been fighting, and half of this team used to be my bloodline. So it was good. There was a few little moments here where you're like, ooh. One of them being when Cody responded, welcome to my team. Welcome to my team. That then brought out CM Punk. CM Punk reacting to that and making his way down. And then we just got a bit of bickering between the three of them. But really what I thought was most interesting was when Roman walked away, he was like, that title would look so much better on my shoulder. And we don't know if he was talking to Punk or to Cody. And actually, both of them were in the dark as well. So it feels like something being teased as to what Roman might have his sights set on after Survivor Series, but we're still in the dark as to who it is that he's actually talking to. So I enjoyed it, honestly. I think it took a bit of a while to get going. A lot of aura farming, as we said. But, you know, to see Punk, Cody, Roman all in the ring at the same time, I mean, that is some serious star power. And then for them to drop this little kind of tease at the end, yeah, I got something from that segment, right? Backstage, we found out that there would be an advantage tag team match. The winning team would get the Survivor Series advantage. I still don't know when we're doing the women's version, though, right? Because this was the men's. And basically, it was Drew and Logan worked out that he was going to be in it, right? I didn't quite get why we got to the match this way, because surely Logan should want to be in the match. Surely he should want to stand up. But instead, he was like, oh, it's going to be Braun. Oh, it's going to be Bronson. It's going to be Brock. And he was like, it's going to be me. And I don't know. It was just a bit of a weird way to kind of get to the announcement of who the members were going to be. No biggie. And obviously, Logan would go on to be in that match. And actually, he would go on to secure the victory for the team, the heel team, getting the advantage for Survivor Series. Yeah, this was a bit of a slow build. We were kind of waiting for it to burst into life, but it did burst into life, and it was a really entertaining match. So Gunther against Carmelo. Carmelo really carrying his own here. This was not a squash, not by a long shot. This was a really competitive match. It took quite a bit to put Carmelo away. Crowd at one point were chanting, "This is awesome." You lot voted it a great match as well. And Gunther getting the victory. No great surprise to that. No great surprise to the fact that it was a very entertaining match also. But yeah, very good show, off to a pretty decent start. And things just got better, because this, for me, was the moment of the night until Brock Lesnar fell on his backside. But this was Dirty Dom. He said, it doesn't matter if you cheer for Cena, he's not here. Then all of a sudden, Cena's music hit. Crowd went crazy. And during the watch long, I was like, there's no way this crowd is falling for this. We have been so vocal about all the John Cena appearances. And, you know, John is a very busy person. He's got all of his dates in a diary. He's, you know, I don't even know what he's doing right now, but it could be a film. It could be anything, right? It could be some promotion. I mean, he's a busy man. So, I mean, I didn't expect them to just drop in an unannounced John Cena appearance. Crowd were going crazy. I wasn't buying it. I really thought it was going to be El Grande, and what we got was so much better. So much better. Out came Little John Cena. Little John Cena. John Cena's music cuts off Dirty Dom, but it's Little John Cena who comes out. And we got Little Stu. We got Little Stu. Little Stu and Little John. The attention to detail here should be so appreciated. This is next level. Look at this. We could have just had Little John. They gave us Little Stu as well, right? They went absolutely above and beyond. Look at this right here. Little Stu standing on a box so that he could film Little Cena in the ring. And it had Stu written on the back as well. Blimey now. Goated. So you don't interrupt me, John, says Dominik. But what was really fun was that Little John Cena started going off about how Dominik was the worst Mysterio, and Dominik had to go over and basically go, "You're going off script. You're going off script. What's this?" Like, he just went rogue. Little John Cena went rogue. So I think what Dominik was planning was having John be all like, "I'm so scared of you, you're so big, you're so strong." But instead, Little John Cena got in there, started throwing shades. So it was a really fun segment. Of course, if you're going to do that, you're going to get murked. And he deserved to get murked after going off script. So 619, frog splash to John Cena. And this is the kind of stuff we would do when DX were around, you know, Hornswoggle, all of that. And we don't get this anymore, this kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. And the kind of thing that's been missing. We've said for a long time, Raw and SmackDown just feels like matches and promos. And it should have a bit more to it than just that. You think about Stone Cold driving the beer truck out into the arena, right? You think of the supermarket brawl. You know, you think about all those crazy backstage segments where people are brawling, fighting in the car parking area. You know, you've got all of these kind of things that have happened. We just don't do any of that stuff. Really, these days, it's either a promo or, you know, maybe a chat in the corridor or a match. So to actually get something a bit different like this, I thought was really, really fun. Really, really fun. Here's Roman Reigns SEM said, that was one of the funniest segments I've ever seen. Jake here said, I'm still laughing about it. That has got to surely be segment of the year. Little John Cena guy, Connor. How we didn't know back then the joys of Brock Lesnar falling over, eh? But here we go. Sean Ross Sapp said, John Weena, nice, good nickname, John Weena, was Psycho from Micro Championship Wrestling, which does numbers when they come to my city. I think they do numbers on social media, actually. I've heard of Micro Championship Wrestling. So apparently that's who it was. It was Psycho. Micro Psycho. So good. This is a flipping go-home show. It's not meant to be this fun. JD McDonagh against Rey Mysterio. So Rey Mysterio would come out to try and help John Weena, and he would come down to try and assist, and then we would just kind of go straight into this match. This match was fine. You lot said it was good 95, and lots of outside interference from Finn Balor, and basically we would get Rey moving out the way. JD would collide into Balor. That would mean that Rey could take advantage and get the victory. So, little bit of miscommunication. Rey Mysterio, though, picking up the victory. Okay, moving on. We found out like who all the guests are going to be on the podcast this week. Timothy Chalamet is on for Cody. No one on Undertaker's. AJ Lee is on Stephanie's. I think that might have dropped already. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen lots of clips doing the rounds from it. And I didn't see who was on Logan's. I think it's like a YouTuber. And Raw recap with Rhea Ripley. So that's what's coming up this week in regards to the WWE podcasts. Then we went backstage. So we found out, and this could have easily passed people by because there was so much going on. We were still laughing about John Cena, right? Raquel is going to be in line for a Women's World Championship shot after Survivor Series. So it's good. It looks like we're going to make a bit of movement with Raquel Rodriguez. Then we had the New Day come out, and they got told that they're going to be fighting AJ and Dragon Lee for the tag titles next week. He did make it official, and then Grayson gave him a present. This was a fun show, honestly. I was saying during the watch-along, how great would it be if every week Grayson puts a different wig onto Adam Pearce? We get dreadlocks and mohawks and all of that kind of stuff. So there we go, a little gifts. But after Adam shouted, Grayson took it back. Right, then we went into our next segment. This is where we had all the women in the ring. This was also another fun segment. Turns like we really turned up the fun dial on this show. Becky was in there and she was talking about everyone that was in her team, right? I have assembled... I mean, they were kind of assembled before she joined. The greatest War Games team in the history of War Games. There was a little moment where we got the Kyrie moment. I don't know if it worked quite as well, but basically Becky got Asuka to say Kyrie. And as soon as she did, Kyrie did her over-dramatic reaction, right? Yeah, a bit of a mixed one on this one. This one didn't quite land as well for me. But I don't know. It's always lovely seeing Kyrie, Asuka, Becky, a good promo. But then out came the baby faces. I thought AJ Lee did pretty well. Obviously, she doesn't have that kind of tone of voice to really deliver fire, but she had a couple of nice lines. And yeah, she was basically saying, you know, I'm not worried about being locked in a cage with you. It's you that should be worried about being locked in a cage with me. And then she passed the microphone over to Rhea. Rhea didn't bother saying a word. She just cracked Nia Jax, I think it was, with it. And we were underway with a big brawl. So we were brawling away at this point. And yeah, look at this. Sportskeeda said, look how high Lash has got Io. Io, look at that. Her head's up here. She has, look at that. That is a long way for Io as well. She's not the biggest of competitors. So, I mean, while she's up there, she could probably give the ceiling a bit of a polish. So, yeah, we got into a big brawl. And we got this moment as well. Look at that. Charlotte and Rhea kind of putting their differences aside. Both of them delivering crotch chops. So, as SlamX is here, these two seem to be on the same page. So, there we go. Baby faces standing tall. And it was Becky that kind of had to retreat up the entranceway. Right, then we went to our next match. This was, again, in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Winner of this would go on to face Gunther, who won earlier. This was Solo against Penta. And, of course, we had an injury. We do have the moment because it's not that bad of a moment. It's just the landing, right? I don't know if this was during commercial break or just before. I think it was just before, and this is how we went to commercial. But during commercial, he stayed down, unfortunately. So this was the moment that he goes over and lands, and that is it. That is it. That landing by Penta, which looked fine, seemed to do something to his shoulder, probably dislocated it. But then during commercial break, we did not go over to Penta. We knew he was being checked on, but the camera not showing Penta, never a good sign. And it is true, as soon as we would come back from commercial break, we would find out that he was out of the match. The match was done. We didn't bother scoring it as a result. Solo defeats Penta to advance. And honestly, I don't think he was meant to win. I mean, it makes so much more sense to do Gunther against Penta, heel against face. It makes way more sense to do that than it would to do Solo against Gunther. So I really think Penta was meant to get the victory in this match. But due to that injury, unfortunately, things didn't go that way. So we've got the bracket. Here's the bracket. Gunther against Solo. Winner will go through to the final. On this side, we need to find out on Friday who's facing LA Knight. On this side, we got Rusev J. So I'm not sure about that side. I know that there are spoilers, but we're avoiding them. So because we don't know who that is, we can't really talk about that. But obviously, I'm expecting Gunther to advance. I always thought Gunther was advancing. Even if it was Penta, I think Gunther would have got the win. But now we end up with that weird heel versus heel match, which, as I said, I really don't think was the plan. Then we went backstage. We saw Maxxine. Maxxine starting to realize that people are coming for her now that she's got that championship. She said, I think I'm going to go and call Natalia. But then she got interrupted. Ivy Nile said that title is mine. Not only that, it seems like Roxanne has kind of set her sights on the championship as well. Maxxine realizing the weight of that championship. Then we got this. A lot of people talking about this. It was shown on the show tonight, but it was doing the rounds on social media as well. It's another one of those kind of WrestleMania adverts, but this time for the women. We spoke about it in Unseen. We saw that it got filmed the other week. And so it looks like now this is going to be dropping in a few days' time. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised they're kind of hyping it up like this. I suppose it will be nice to see, though. There's a lot of stars involved in that. We know that, like, Jade was involved, Rhea involved, Liv was involved. So, they did the guys walking. Now, you know, we're going to be teasing this one now. So, I'd imagine there'll be another tease tomorrow and the day after. And apparently 4 days, I'm guessing SmackDown. That's when we'll see the full adverts. Right, then we got to our main events. And yes, look at this, our last WWE show. Thanks, TKO. I've got to think that's due to how much the tickets have been costing. I think it's probably a reference to that more so than, you know, kind of the creative recently. So main event match. Winner of this would obviously get the advantage. So it was Usos for the guys, the babyface team. It was Drew and Logan for the heel team. And so we were underway. We would get outside interference. Of course, down would come Bronson, Braun, Punk, Cody. Big brawl. Whilst all that was happening, Logan would secure the victory. He would get the pin. And so it is the heels that get the advantage. Down would come Roman Reigns. And then, of course, the moment that will never be forgotten. What a fantastic moment this is. Brock Lesnar fell right on his ass doing his entrance. So here's Brock. Right, boom, down he goes. And the camera cuts away. I just love how Heyman, I mean, look at Heyman there, staring at him like, yeah, the beast, looking over at Brock. And then, like, look at this bit. What are you doing down there, mate? Botch Lesnar. And it is as the pyro goes off. It's like no one told him there was going to be pyro. And as soon as it goes off, it startles him and down he goes. So, boom, down he goes. We cut away. And that is going to be everywhere for the next few days. So good. So good. I was joking at the end of our watch long. I was like, that's how I think my day is going to go. That's usually how it goes. Right there, right? That's what I wish my life was like. That's how my life is actually like. So some of the memes that are going to come out of this are going to be really good. They're going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing them, to be honest. So there we go. Basically a big brawl ends the show. I mean, Brock, when he made his way down, was still laughing about it. So he took it in good spirits. It's just a bit of fun, as I said at the start. No one seriously got hurt. I mean, that's the kind of botch that you can have fun with. Obviously, Penta didn't really botch. Everything looked fine. It just must have been a very awkward landing for him. And obviously, we're wishing him a very speedy recovery. So, yeah, I really feel like they turned the fun dial up on this show. And I'm very grateful for it. So I hope you lot enjoyed this show as much as I did. I did ask the people watching live a question. What was more fun? Was it the Brock slip or was it Little John Cena? I can tell you 84% said it was the Brock slip. The Brock slip was more fun than John Weena. So there we go. Obviously, we're back tomorrow for NXT, and we'll be doing a post-show for that. We'll be around on Friday. It is a tape show on Friday, but we'll be around for that. We'll do the post-show breakdown as well. Hopefully, that can be as enjoyable, as fun as what this one was. And, of course, everything is heading towards this weekend when we will be live doing the watch-along for Survivor Series. So thanks a lot for joining us. Appreciate it as always. Hope you had a good time, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.